Good morning. This is a reflection on Lesson 183 in A Course in Miracles. I call on God's name and I call on my own. I call on God's name and I call on my own. So I had to say that before I forgot the title. I think those are the words. And yet another different background we have. It's like, what time is it? It is 5 a.m. I got up, woke up about 4:30, and I had left my tent. I'm camping down at I call it our family lake, but it's where I've come since I was like preteen, adolescent, probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, somewhere in there. And now here we are almost 40 years later. And it's pretty special to be out here with a lot of those same family members who were just like early 20s around that time. Some of my older cousins. It's just a special time. And I think this lesson's related because of the quietness out here on the lake at 5 a.m. I'm going to give you a little view before I start talking a lot. The camp is back that way. The only difference now, everyone got a little more comfortable and started getting into RVs with generators instead of tents with no power or water. So it's kind of a good sized lake out here in the middle in the Midwest. I just came out to watch the sunrise in the quiet. So anyway, it got bright all of a sudden. So this lesson to me, first of all, the language just really put me off a bit, and then I was like, okay, just get over it, because it's almost as if the language of this book is trying to pull you away out, like pull me out of it in order to find my way back into it from just being so determined to see through the Jesus-y, religious kind of language of it all, even though this is pointing at something that's not about religion. So anyway, I'll leave all that aside because I found my way back in. It's hard to paddle one-handed. I just want to get away from the generator noise a little more. And so the way I resonated with this lesson, it says something about I call on the name of God and I call on my own name. It talks about, again, going into the quietness. Like only in the quiet can we hear anything. And it's like, what does it even mean to call on the name of God? To me, it means it's not about some idea of a personified God or what God is there to do, or is God there to listen. It's not to me about that. It's like, what even is, to me, God is I don't know what a God is. It's trippy. To me, God is everything, and yet there's something in the quiet. Like I'm even like just looking around at this beautiful sunrise. Just gonna turn away. Like what? Sorry, there's a spider on my hand. The quiet of what can we hear when we're quiet? Whatever God is, that mystical, magical, like reverence for life, that's when I feel God, whatever God is. Such a loaded word, it's hard to find meaning in it again, like connect with the word God. What's it mean? It's awfully buggy out on the water at 5 a.m. So when I think about calling on the name of God, oh, mosquito city. Ooh, yuckies. Hold on. That's why I wore this. You guys are eating me alive. Holy crap! There's all kinds of things going on in this video. I haven't worn any bug spray yet. The fish are awake. There's bugs all over my body. So, anyway, I just think about these times like today where I just was, whoa, I can go be quiet on this quiet lake with this flat water, watching the sun spread across the tiniest of ripples on the water. It's almost mesmerizing, like that. This, I don't think I can zoom, but this is mesmerizing to me. See all those little ripples? The way the tiniest of ripples. To me, that's that reverence for the magic of life, where I talked about this before. Maybe I'm in that phase where it's like you can be curious about everything and you can just be like, whoa, like these mosquitoes or water bugs, just they're creating little circles that ripple out, and then those overlap each other like little Venn diagrams, just like constantly over and over, almost like it's raining, but it's not. They're just little bugs. And so I would never notice that if I wasn't trying to come into the stillness to hear. It's almost like, to me, it's not about that word God. Maybe to me it's about that reverence for all the magic of life. And I say magic because it's like, I don't understand how it works, how everything is so interrelational. You can't tease apart one little part of life and say, you can stand alone. You have no impact on anything else, and nothing's ever had an impact on you. You think about that a lot. Like, oh yeah. You can't, like, the way things have evolutionarily, like, developed, or the way we interact with our surroundings. I don't know. It's very, that's what I think about the magic of life. It's like there's just endless curiosity, and yet it's something that just is, so it doesn't need to even be questioned. It just experience the reverence for that. Like yesterday, I was out on the boat. My older cousin and his friend, they took me out on his John boat. We went and ran the lines, the trout lines. They put out posts and string up lines with little hooks dangling off to catch fish. And they've done that. I used to run them when I was like, again, 8, 9, 10 years old. In the middle of the night. Oh God. And we used to like put leeches on the lines. And now I'm like, yeah, remember we used to use leeches. And my cousin was like, those are expensive now. So anyway, we went out on the boat, and after we did our duty and we're riding back, I'm just like looking at the sky and the clouds, because it was like late afternoon. And I just kept having these waves of emotion come up of just like, I can't even put words to it anymore. And I searched myself for like, is this like nostalgia because of old family times out here, and that didn't feel right. And then I was like, there was no emotion like in the past where it's like, oh, I just wish I could have more of this, or there was no like attachment kind of energy to it. It was like, I was like, oh my God, this is just pure, raw reverence for the experience of life. And I was like, whoa. So to me, that's what I think. Oh, I just accidentally killed a bug when I tried to swipe it away. That bothers me. As I'm talking about the reverence for life, I just took a life. And I was thinking about that yesterday too. I'm like, I can't kill anything because of that. And yet I did kill a couple bugs yesterday. What makes their life any less important than ours? What makes our life any more important than theirs? Isn't that weird? Just because we're bigger and we think we have a more sophisticated form of communication and thinking, but do we? I don't know. I don't think so. So anyway, all these thoughts are jumbled up together with this. In the quiet, I call on the name of God and I call on my own. It's like this is where I come into really understanding, getting closer to what even God is for me. And it's that, it's everything. Because everything has that creation energy still infused into it as it has evolved through eons. Like life keeps going. I feel like something pushing me. Wow. Must be a slight breeze. Or a ghost. And the call on my own name is to come into like a closer connection with myself. So what does it mean to call on a name? Like to want to go near to something, right? I'm calling your name. You hear me and turn around and be like, oh, hey, and we come together. So to call on a name means to reach out toward. So I reach out toward God to pull God close to me in those waves of like reverence that I can feel when I pull that God energy, essence, freaking whatever it is, close to me. And then in the same moment, that's calling on my own name, like, what even am I? I'm part of that. This thing that feels the experience of that is all the same. It's all the same. You can't tease those things apart. I know this one is like an experiential one. This I won't be able to, I'm just going to stop. I can't put any more words to it that's going to make the feeling come more alive for anyone who is not myself. And so you will have your own, if you're doing this lesson, you'll have your own experience with it for whatever that means for you. And for me, it was that to call a name means to try to have that impulse to bring closer. I want to get closer to that God feeling, and in the same moment, get closer to the feeling of me. And in that same moment, the sense of me just dissolves. And then I'm just left with that. I brought those two things into the oneness feeling of just the words, the ineffable. No words. So I'll leave you. Whoops. Am I still zoomed into 20 zoom? I hear vehicles behind me. I bet camp is starting to wake up. My brother, my niece, all my cousins. Probably go make a pour over for my cousin who said he's never had one, but he wanted one. And he fed us this delicious brisket yesterday. And I'm just, this feeling I'm having right now, this emotion, is a family love feeling. And it's not just any family, it doesn't have to be blood. It's the way people carve out time to be with each other. That to me is something that I guess I crave now, or that means more to me than it ever has. And that carving out of time, meaning we're going to come into a space together that means something to us, and then carving out time means to set aside responsibilities. They're taken care of for this week. That doesn't have to be our focus this week. And we can say, hey, I want to share this delicious meal I know how to make really well, and I know my family and my loved ones will appreciate it. And to me that means it's like so simple, right? And my whole life I'm trying to make life more complicated than it needs to be. So I'm blowing off the mosquitoes. So thanks for being here. I'm gonna go and finish watching the sunrise.